As your consulting physician, I need you to understand a simple fact. The strongest protection for your eyesight doesn't come from a prescription, a laser, or an expensive supplement. It starts with what grows in your own garden. For most people over 60, the real enemy of vision isn't age itself. It's the daily silent breakdown inside the eyes that few notice until it's too late. If you're seeing blurred lines, struggling with small print, or finding night driving harder, these are not minor irritations. They are direct signals that your eyes are deteriorating. Most people ignore these warnings until their vision is permanently damaged. Here's the truth. Your eyes are under constant stress from inflammation, poor blood flow, blue light, and years of accumulated cellular wear. Over time, the lens clouds, the retina weakens, and the fine vessels that feed your eyes start to close. The result is a slow fade into blur. That's why conditions like macular degeneration, cataracts, and glaucoma now dominate the list of causes of blindness in older adults. But this decline is not inevitable. Studies now show that certain natural compounds in everyday herbs can protect and even help repair your visual system. No marketing claims, just proven substances that reduce inflammation, improve circulation, and feed the delicate structures that keep your sight sharp. In this session, I'll break down 4 key herbs: rosemary, dandelion, fennel, and chamomile, and explain exactly how they work and how you can use them now. No drugs, no side effects, just practical steps that work. My mission is to help people over 60 regain control of their health using clear, evidence-based natural methods. If this approach aligns with how you want to age with clarity and independence, subscribe now. Your vision deserves more than passive decline. Herb 1. Rosemary rosmarinus officinalis. Most people dismiss rosemary as merely a seasoning for poultry or potatoes. Yet many fail to recognize that this unpretentious plant has been extensively studied for its impressive therapeutic attributes, particularly concerning the aging eye. For my senior patients, rosemary may represent one of the most accessible and underutilized strategies for preserving vision. The potent efficacy of rosemary stems from 2 powerful, naturally occurring compounds: rosmarinic acid and carnosic acid. These substances function as powerful antioxidants, meaning they assist the body in mitigating the detrimental effects of oxidative stress. Why is this critically important for your vision? Oxidative stress is recognized as a primary catalyst for age-related vision pathologies, especially macular degeneration and the formation of cataracts. This state arises when the ocular environment is saturated with damaging molecules called free radicals. These molecules induce damage to the exquisitely sensitive tissues of the retina, lens, and optic nerve. If this process is allowed to continue unchecked, the resultant damage quietly accrues over time, leading directly to the permanent vision impairment that is a source of anxiety for many seniors. A particularly compelling investigation into rosemary's eye protective potential was documented in the Journal of Investigative Ophthalmology and Visual Science. The researchers discovered that carnosic acid, when administered in models of retinal degeneration, provided substantial protection to the retina against damage induced by light exposure. The compound was instrumental in preserving photoreceptor cells, the very cells tasked with capturing light and transmitting visual data. Stated simply, rosemary provides a protective barrier for the eye's most fragile and functionally essential structures against degradation. But does rosemary's benefit extend beyond this primary defense? Yes, its advantages are further reaching. Rosemary has also been demonstrated to enhance blood flow. This physiological effect is vital because our eyes are uniquely reliant on a dense network of minute blood vessels to deliver oxygen and essential nutrients precisely where they are needed. With advancing age, systemic circulation often decelerates a process that can become hazardous within the ocular environment. Conditions such as glaucoma have been linked to inadequate blood flow supplying the optic nerve. Rosemary may counteract this by subtly improving vascular function, thereby maintaining the patency and health of these critical circulatory pathways. What about the brain-eye connection? There is also an intriguing interrelationship between rosemary and the brain. Our functional visual system encompasses more than just the eyeballs. It includes the brain's capacity to process and interpret visual information. Carnosic acid has exhibited neuroprotective effects, suggesting a capacity to shield brain tissue from damage. In older adults, this could translate to enhanced mental clarity, quicker visual response time, and potentially sharper overall vision. I had a patient, Gloria, age 70, who integrated rosemary tea into her daily schedule after expressing concerns about persistent, tired, blurry eyes, particularly in the evening. Within a few weeks, she reported experiencing notably less visual fatigue and subjectively clearer vision for reading before sleep. This was a minor modification, but it yielded a discernible clinical improvement. Naturally, rosemary is not a universal panacea. However, it is an exceptionally potent tool that operates gently, consistently, and without adverse effects when incorporated judiciously. Whether consumed as an herbal infusion utilized in culinary preparations or taken in a standardized supplemental form, rosemary offers a tangible layer of defense that your eyes will appreciate, particularly if you are already observing early indications of visual strain or chronic fatigue. In the ongoing effort to sustain your eyesight after 60, every intentional small choice contributes significantly. A habit as straightforward as utilizing rosemary may be the precise minor change that achieves a lasting protective effect. Herb 2. Dandelion. Taraxacum officinale. When most individuals observe a dandelion, they perceive it as an undesirable weed to be eradicated from the lawn. However, for those of us who investigate deeper, particularly through the lens of geriatric health, the dandelion represents something altogether different. It is a quiet, nutritional powerhouse with a remarkable capacity to bolster one of the most fragile components of the body, your retina. Behind every lucid image transmitted from your eyes to your brain is the retina. This thin, highly specialized layer of tissue captures and processes light, enabling us to see. With advancing age, the retina becomes acutely susceptible to damage from oxidative stress and inflammation. This is precisely where dandelion offers its support, not as a mystical cure, but as a pragmatic, nourishing collaborator. What specific nutrients does dandelion offer for the eye? Dandelion greens possess an extraordinary abundance of two crucial carotenoids, lutein and zeaxanthin. These pigments are more than mere antioxidants. They are structurally concentrated within the macula, which is the most central and sensitive region of the retina. Their fundamental function is to physically filter out damaging blue light and effectively neutralize free radicals that would otherwise cause harm to the retinal cells. Research published in the journal Nutrients in 2017 indicated that consistent, adequate consumption of lutein and zeaxanthin is directly correlated with a reduced risk of age-related macular degeneration (AMD, the predominant cause of severe vision loss in older adults. Does dandelion's role end with macular protection? Its benefits are more comprehensive. Dandelion also supplies a significant amount of vitamin A, one of the most indispensable nutrients for optimal eye function. Vitamin A is critical for supporting night vision, maintaining the integrity of a healthy cornea, and protecting the conjunctiva, the thin membrane covering the eye surface. In fact, a single cup of raw chopped dandelion greens contains over 100% of the daily required intake of vitamin A, all provided from a whole natural source. Furthermore, dandelion delivers a composite of additional vision-supporting nutrients, including vitamin C, vitamin E, and zinc. Each of these plays a specific role in diminishing inflammation, supporting the health of connective tissues, and preserving the cellular integrity within and around the eye. Zinc specifically is essential for retinal health and has been shown to slow the advancement of macular degeneration in large-scale clinical trials, such as the Age-Related Eye Disease Study, AREDs. What about the less discussed systemic effects? Equally significant, though less frequently discussed, is dandelion's detoxifying influence. The operational health of your liver is inextricably linked to the health of your eyes. When the liver is overwhelmed with metabolic toxins, There is typically a systemic rise in inflammation throughout the body, including within the ocular tissues. Dandelion is well known for its ability to promote gentle hepatic liver detoxification, which can in turn mitigate the overall burden of systemic inflammation and oxidative stress imposed upon the eyes. Carl, a patient of mine at age 68, presented with initial evidence of macular thinning and also struggled with elevated liver enzymes. After making the simple addition of steamed dandelion greens to his lunch regimen 3 times weekly, his subsequent eye scans demonstrated stabilization and his liver markers began to improve. This represented a small intervention, but resulted in a steady, positive gain. Dandelion is neither exotic nor expensive, but it is clinically effective when utilized consistently and knowledgeably. You can consume it as fresh greens incorporated into a salad, lightly sautéed, or infused into a mild tea. Its flavor is earthy and slightly bitter, a direct manifestation of its fundamental action, a plant designed to cleanse, nourish, and protect. In a medical environment where eye health is often reduced to prescribing medications and surgical procedures, the dandelion serves as a vital reminder that healing can be initiated by something as simple as a serving of greens or a plant routinely overlooked in one's own environment. Herb 3. Fennel feniculum vulgare. Fennel is a unique ingredient that successfully integrates culinary pleasure with potent medicinal efficacy. With its subtle anise-like flavor and crisp texture, it is a delightful addition to various soups, salads, and teas. However, few individuals, particularly seniors, recognize that fennel is loaded with specific nutritive elements that directly support and shield your vision, which is especially important as you age. What is the core of fennel's eye-supporting power? At the core of fennel's benefits is its considerable concentration of vitamin A, which is arguably the most crucial nutrient for maintaining eye health. Vitamin A plays a central and indispensable role in sustaining the retina, especially the parts responsible for vision in low-light conditions. It is necessary for the synthesis of rhodopsin, a light-sensitive protein within the eye that facilitates our ability to see in dim environments. This explains why one of the earliest clinical manifestations of a vitamin A deficiency is night blindness. Does fennel provide other key antioxidants? Yes. Vitamin A is supported by other essential compounds. Fennel also supplies a robust quantity of vitamin C, a powerful antioxidant that helps prevent the oxidative damage to the lens of the eye, which is a key causative factor in the development of cataracts. Furthermore, fennel contains a diverse array of flavonoids, which are natural plant compounds scientifically shown to shield the eyes from the effects of inflammation and stress-related degeneration. How does this combat age-related disease oxidative stress resulting from an imbalance between free radicals and antioxidants is a thoroughly documented factor in age-related ocular diseases. The retina, with its high metabolic oxygen demand and constant exposure to light, is particularly susceptible to this damage. A publication from the journal Antioxidants underscored the importance of dietary antioxidants, such as those present in fennel, in mitigating the progression of conditions like macular degeneration and cataracts in older adults. In practical terms, fennel does more than just supply nutrients. It helps construct a shield for your eyes against the daily process of wear and tear. Does fennel help with common discomforts like dry eye? Fennel also offers substantial support for dry, irritated eyes, a common ailment that many older adults quietly endure. The synergistic combination of its hydrating properties, anti-inflammatory compounds, and mucilage content, a natural gel-like plant fiber, can effectively soothe chronic dryness and provide protection to the surface of the eye. Infusions made from fennel seeds have been historically utilized in traditional herbalism to alleviate eye fatigue and minor inflammation. I recall a patient, June, age 73, who experienced recurrent blurry vision and discomfort following extended periods of reading or using her tablet. Rather than immediately imposing more frequent screen time interruptions, we instituted a simple cup of warm fennel tea into her nightly routine. Within 1 month, She reported that her eyes felt less gritty in the mornings, and her vision felt less strained at the conclusion of the day. Once more, this was not a miracle, but simply the appropriate support administered at the opportune moment. Are there vascular benefits from fennel? Another frequently overlooked benefit of fennel is its mineral composition, specifically potassium and magnesium, which are vital for supporting vascular health and assisting in the regulation of intraocular pressure within the eye. Since robust circulation is essential for nourishing both the retina and the optic nerve, even these secondary contributions help preserve long-term visual function. Fennel can be integrated into your diet in numerous straightforward and enjoyable ways. You can steep crushed fennel seeds to create a soothing tea roast the fresh bulb with other vegetables, or slice it raw to add a crisp element to salads. This requires no complex preparation and carries virtually no risk of side effects. It simply functions as a gentle, natural ally, diligently protecting your eyesight one meal or one cup at a time. When utilized in conjunction with a healthy lifestyle and regular ophthalmic examinations, fennel becomes an integral part of a comprehensive strategy, where natural support, not just pharmaceutical intervention, plays an active role in maintaining your vision past the age of 60. Herb 4. Chamomile matricaria, recutita. Chamomile is widely recognized for its calming sedative effects. A warm cup of tea promoting relaxation before sleep, a gentle treatment for stress or digestive upset. However, many remain unaware that this delicate daisy-like flower also possesses powerful restorative qualities for eyes that are fatigued, irritated, and aging. How does age impact the eye's sensitivity? As we advance in years, our eyes inherently become more sensitive. They are more susceptible to dryness and more prone to becoming red and inflamed after prolonged engagement with reading or screen use. They may also struggle more to recover from routine environmental irritants like smoke, wind, or airborne allergens. For senior patients, this persistent low-grade inflammation often goes undetected. Yet over time, it can covertly contribute to more serious visual problems, including dry eye syndrome, chronic eye strain, and even exacerbations of conditions like blepharitis or conjunctivitis. What compounds in chamomile address inflammation? This is precisely where chamomile provides quiet yet significant support. Chamomile contains two distinct classes of compounds that render it uniquely powerful for ocular application flavonoids and terpenoids. These function as natural anti-inflammatories and antioxidants. They are effective at reducing the redness, swelling, and irritation within the delicate ocular tissues and the surrounding skin. Whether applied topically in a gentle manner or consumed routinely, chamomile can help alleviate these common discomforts without the inherent risks or potential side effects associated with medicated eye drops. A study published in the Molecular Medicine Reports underscored chamomile's anti-inflammatory action by demonstrating its capacity to inhibit specific enzymes implicated in the inflammatory cascade. This research provides scientific validation for the centuries-old knowledge of herbalists. Chamomile effectively calms inflammation at the cellular level. What is the classic traditional use of chamomile? One of the most established traditional uses of chamomile has been in the form of warm compresses placed directly over closed eyelids. This remains a simple and clinically effective home remedy for managing red or fatigued eyes, particularly following extensive screen time. Many seniors I counsel report that even a brief period of this gentle treatment before bedtime helps to alleviate the common gritty, dry sensation that often intensifies throughout the day. I recall a woman, Martha, in her late 60s, who had developed a habitual tendency to rub her eyes due to constant mild irritation. Instead of continuously cycling through various eye drops, she began using cooled chamomile tea bags as compresses in the evening. This intervention was both simple and economical, and within a few weeks the chronic redness and general discomfort had measurably diminished. Are there other protective benefits? Chamomile's inherent antimicrobial properties introduce another protective element by helping to prevent minor irritations from progressing into full-blown infections, especially in cases involving blocked tear ducts or mild conjunctivitis. Does chamomile help indirectly through stress reduction? Yes, chamomile's influence extends beyond the purely physical. A substantial portion of what affects our vision is also connected to our emotional and neurological state. Stress, poor sleep quality, and anxiety all impose a systemic toll, including on the eyes. When consumed as a tea, chamomile promotes deeper rest and exerts a calming effect on the nervous system. Restful, high-quality sleep is crucial for ocular repair. The majority of the body's natural healing and cellular regeneration, including that which occurs in the eyes, is executed during sleep. This means that every night of adequate rest is a tangible step toward achieving clearer, more comfortable vision. Chamomile may lack the dramatic reputation of certain other botanicals. It does not claim to instantaneously reverse disease. However, its strength resides in its gentleness, in its ability to soothe irritation, calm overtaxed structures, and restore vital balance to the small, tired muscles and membranes that maintain your focus on the world. For any individual over 60 contending with persistent dryness, irritation, or visual fatigue, chamomile is more than a simple bedtime ritual. It is a daily, deliberate invitation for your eyes to rest, recover, and heal. Now, implementing your natural vision protocol. You have now been provided with an understanding of how rosemary, dandelion, fennel, and chamomile each play a unique evidence-based role in protecting and supporting your long-term vision. However, knowledge is only valuable when translated into measurable action. Let us distill this into a plan that is simple, practical, and sustainable, which you can begin executing immediately. Rosemary, the antioxidant and circulation booster application. The most straightforward method is to consume it as a tea. Steep 1 standard teaspoon of dried rosemary in hot water for approximately 10 minutes and drink this infusion in the morning. It can also be seamlessly integrated into your diet by adding it to soups, roasted vegetables, or grilled meats. Dose a few small sprigs or 1 cup of tea daily is sufficient. Function: rosemary enhances blood flow to the eyes and delivers potent antioxidant protection. Key habit: prioritize consistency. Small amounts consumed regularly are significantly more beneficial than large doses taken infrequently. Dandelion, the retinal nourisher and gentle detoxifier application. While frequently viewed as a common weed, dandelion greens represent one of nature's richest sources of lutein, zeaxanthin, and vitamin A. Preparation: you can lightly sauté the greens with olive oil and garlic, or incorporate them into a mixed salad. You can also prepare a tea using dried dandelion leaves or root, consuming it once daily before your midday meal. Dose: aim to consume the greens 2 to 3 times per week for optimal liver and ocular detox support. Important precaution: if you have a known history of kidney issues or are currently taking diuretic medications, you must consult with your primary care physician before incorporating dandelion root or leaf tea. Fennel, the low-light vision and anti-cataract support application. Fennel is best utilized as both a culinary ingredient and an herbal infusion. Preparation: slice the fresh bulb to include in salads or roast it alongside root vegetables. Crushed and steeped fennel seeds create a profoundly soothing tea that is particularly helpful for dry eyes and visual fatigue. Dose 1 cup of tea daily or a half bulb incorporated into a meal is an excellent starting point. Function: it is a gentle, nourishing source of vitamin A and crucial antioxidants. Chamomile, the nighttime soother and anti-inflammatory application. This herb should serve as your consistent nighttime ally. Preparation: brew a cup of chamomile tea approximately 30 minutes before retiring for the night. This facilitates relaxation, promotes deeper sleep, and maximizes the critical overnight recovery period for your eyes. Topical use: if you are experiencing irritation, redness, or puffiness, you can place cooled chamomile tea bags over closed eyelids for 10 to 15 minutes. Important consideration: ensure the tea you use is pure chamomile with no additives, fillers, or artificial flavorings. You are not obligated to utilize all 4 herbs every single day. In fact, a strategic rotation may be more effective and sustainable. Rosemary in the morning, fennel consumed with meals, dandelion incorporated every few days, and chamomile reserved for the evening. The ultimate objective is not perfection. It is the establishment of a consistent, sustainable habit. The true power of these botanicals is activated through their consistent presence in your life. If there is one truth I have observed and solidified during my extensive tenure in clinical healthcare, it is this: the most profound healing does not typically begin in a medical consultation room. It originates at home, embedded within the quiet, conscious decisions we make each day. When the subject is your vision, those intentional choices possess a significance that is amplified after the age of 60. Your eyes are more than just biological lenses. They are your direct conduit to the world, to the faces of your family, to your fundamental independence. Allowing that clarity to diminish even slowly can feel like the world itself is fading, but you possess the agency to resist that outcome. What you have absorbed today is not about inaccessible superfoods or prohibitive medical procedures. It is centered on 4 accessible herbs: rosemary, dandelion, fennel, and chamomile, that offer natural support for your eyes from the inside out. They collectively safeguard against inflammation, fortify blood circulation, nourish the vital retina, and optimize your ocular recovery while you sleep. Perhaps you begin with just a single cup of tea. Perhaps you sauté dandelion greens for your next evening meal. Or perhaps you simply replace a late-night indulgence with a calming mug of chamomile. Regardless of your starting point, the focus must be on cultivating a habit, a gentle, unwavering way to afford your eyes the consistent care they genuinely deserve. This is a path defined not by seeking miracles, but by achieving momentum. Because when you consistently provide your body with the correct targeted support, especially over an extended period, the resulting biological response is often quiet, steady, and significantly more powerful than you might have ever anticipated. Do you currently incorporate any of these 4 herbs into your diet? Or is there one you feel most motivated to start with after this consultation?